It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we're back for Hot Messy Topics, but we have a full day. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's been kind of crazy. I've kept you guys up to speed on most things. So here it goes. I think what we're going to do moving forward is I think that we're going to kind of remove Jason a little bit from some of our Hot Messy Topics. We're going to give him a break because Jason's been working his ass off on Hot Messy Podcast. The link is in the description of this video. There's a lot on my mind right now, guys, so I just appreciate you. So I don't know if he's going to be doing Hot Messy Topics with us every single week. We're always going to have like kind of interchangeable guests and people that are fun to bring on for like a new vibe. And then that way we can keep our fun relationship banter on Hot Messy Podcast. And then tonight we have our members only Let's Whine About It at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. So make sure to check in with that. The link is pinned in the live chat. With that, guys, we're back to talk about some Potomac, some Beverly Hills, some Vanderpump Rules, some RHONY, BravoCon, and everything in between with one of my favorite person ever. Where the f*** is my mind today? John Victor. So don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, hit that notification bell, and let's jump right in. Hi, John.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited. We've been talking about this for so long, and here we are.
Here we are. Okay, so John, for everybody who's coming in the room, guys, 100 in the room, smash that like button. And Patty Bell, thank you. You don't have to point that out. I was late by like 2 minutes, okay? I just want to say, so John and I met when we were both working at the restaurant on top of Barney's. That, what is it called? It's a department store?
Yeah, it was a department store, yeah.
It was a department store. And so we both worked there together, and John used to run around. It was so much fun. And John used to like entertain the hell out of me. And I would be like, John, do it again. And he'd be like, I'm not a performing seal. And
that was my line.
Yeah, we would talk Bravo all the time. And I remember it was way back when. This is how like classic this shit is. I remember when Bethany Frankel came in with Dorinda Medley, and you said, do you know who that is? And I was like, I have no idea who the blonde woman is. Because it was like her first season, and you're like, that's Dorinda.
Oh, right. That's Dorinda.
I'm like, I don't know.
We were just young girls then. That seems like forever ago.
Yes, and then we would go after our shift, and we would go get Skinny Girl Margarita and watch RHONY.
That's it. Those were the days, honey.
Those were the days. But John was kind of a bitch because he lived on the Upper East Side, and he would never come to Harlem. I lived over in Harlem, and he's like, honey, it's like I'm right in the middle. Just come over to my house. Like just it. And I'm like it's so easy.
Middle ground.
East Side. Yes, middle ground. Bonjour. Hi, John. Hey. Hi, John. Hello, John.
Hi.
Victor. Hi.
Hello,
okay.
hello.
All right, guys. So I know that we have some Potomac to talk, but since we're in the room, I wanted to talk a little bit about BravoCon because I just want to kind of wrap this shit up. We've been talking about it for quite some time. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because there's a lot happening. Now, John, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but over the weekend, the double disaster of social media, Lisa Rinna, took the social media to blast out Kathy Hilton when she, of course, said to Lisa Rinna, you're one of the biggest bullies in Hollywood, or you're the biggest, something to that effect, right? Lisa Rinna says, or repost, something that says, it's so funny that you're calling me the biggest bully in Hollywood when you literally had your daughter kidnapped in the middle of the night and sexually abused. And I'm like, so is there hypocrisy here? This is the question that I have for you and everybody else in the live chat. Is this hypocrisy at its finest, considering Lisa Rinna got really pissed off at Garcelle for even mentioning her daughter in her book, because that was something that played out on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Even though Paris Hilton is a 40-year-old grown-ass woman, it's still Kathy Hilton's daughter.
Yeah. Blood is always tricky. And also, Garcelle just recapped in the book the conversation that was had. It wasn't like a smoking gun. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't anything really new that Garcelle had put in the book about her kids.
Right.
I don't know, messing with kids, no matter how old, it never ends well, as we've seen time and time and time again,
Yeah. My other big hypocritical moment is to just questioning, and everyone always thinks I have like a hard on for Lisa Rinna, and I don't. I just I'm watching the same show you guys are, and I find it really just cringe. And I try to give passes for Lois and the passing of her mom, who all of us Beverly Hills fans celebrated. Everyone loved Lois. I think we can agree on that. She was fun. She's vibrant. She reminds me, my grandmother's name is Joy, and she fully lives up to it.
She's the best. Lois was the light in her life.
Yes. Lois was the light, and Harry Hamlin is the I don't know. You guys fill in the blanks. Anyways, getting back to it really quick. I just want to say, is there more hypocrisy here with the fact that Lisa Rinna tweeted out about cease and desist, and she's like, ooh, you're so angry. Are we bringing in legal again? Are we getting lawyers involved? When in all actuality, we find out on the Beverly Hills reunion part 2 that you got lawyers involved in order to get that excerpt from the book removed.
Which wasn't even that bad. The excerpt in the book was nothing new. I don't know. There definitely seems to be certain rules that apply to that and not to this. So yeah, I definitely see it for sure.
Yes. I mean, listen, I'm going to take up see what some people are saying. Ava Washington said, Garcelle should never change anything in her book to make Lisa happy. I agree with that, but I think she didn't want to get sued. But I think also Garcelle is sitting on a little bit more cash than Lisa Rinna, considering the mortgage that was recently just exposed by, well, you guys know him on Twitter. He's a lawyer. What Rinna did was way below the belt. Enough is enough. Rob J in the city. Hey, Rob, did Kyle condemn it? Dwayne Kemp said, I'm waiting for Paris to make a response because I think she will. I don't think she'll make a response.
No, why would she? She was not going to stoop to that. She's not going to do that. She has bigger fish to fry.
She has bigger fish to fry. Yeah, I completely agree. Care. I don't think that she's going to make a response. And I think that for Paris, she's just like, listen, girl. Whatever. Yeah.
Paris has been dragged through way worse than this in her life. Like, this is small fry. You know what I mean? This is nothing.
Yeah. She's like, I had an entire sex tape that the entire world like literally ripped me apart on.
Yeah.
So,
after that, it's all smooth sailing. I mean, like, come on.
And to weaponize someone getting abused in that nature, I don't want to keep saying it because of the algorithm, guys. I don't want to get like flagged, but to weaponize and like make light of somebody getting abused in that way, where you're getting woken up in the middle of the night to have medical exams performed on you by people who are not doctors, and then you're mentioning that and using that. If that's not disgusting.
No, and I don't think Kathy would ever have sent her there knowing that this would happen. Of course not. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, guys. So for those of you who don't know, and we're going to get into the Potomac recap, but John Victor lives in New York City. And I know I mentioned that before. We worked together. So this past week, when we went to BravoCon, I decided to go meet up with my good friend, John. John actually came to our Spilling Tea Live New York show, but he had to run.
Loved every moment.
Did you?
I loved it. I had fun.
We didn't get to talk about it.
I know. Well, let's mention it all. Let's talk about it.
You liked Margaret? You liked the show? You had fun?
I was so surprised to see Margaret come out. I was not expecting that in a million years. And I loved the entrance. I love that she kept us waiting for a little bit. She built the anticipation. And I was like a true diva. And I had a lot of fun because I think Margaret's pretty real. You know what I mean? Like, she calls it like it is. And I like that even, some of the people that she's feuding with, like, she still gave them props. You know what I mean? Like, she still said Teresa is the OG. Like, even Rinna, she was like, you need a villain. Like, she was not afraid to call a spade and be real. And I appreciate that always.
I appreciate that too. I actually got not stuck. I didn't get stuck. Anthony Lario, if you're watching, please don't come after me. I didn't get stuck in a Sprinter van with Margaret, but I was in a Sprinter van with Margaret, Cynthia, and Kenya. And I like Dr.
That sounds like fun. That's a good trio.
Oh, and Emily D. Baker. And you just met Emily for the first time.
Love Emily. I don't know if she's watching, but I love Emily.
Oh, she's not watching. She's busy, girl. She's
like, busy.
She's working her ass off. But
yeah, she's doing an interview for CBS.
Yes, exactly. And I saw Margaret, and I was like, Margaret, you are so tiny. And she's like, thanks, doll. And I was like, but no, you are so tiny.
Oh, is she? Because I only saw her on the stage. She's petite?
No, she's just like, you can tell,
skinny.
like, so skinny, right? Like, she looks like she's like, not that being tiny is like a glow up or anything. She looks like she's just like okay. She looks amazing. I think that's the best way to put it. She just looks amazing.
Yeah, she did look great.
It's not a weight thing. It's nothing like that. But you know, seeing her in New York, she also looked amazing. But I think that I was so preoccupied because it was our show.
Yeah.
So I was like all over the place. I didn't get to
All
really
over.
speak with her. Jason got to
Yeah.
speak with her. I didn't even see you when you showed up.
I know it was. I mean, you were literally doing so much, like literally pulled in a million directions. Like it's a shit show. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. TT Doll said, "Oh my God, that sprinter trip sounds funny." Yes, it was. Margaret lost a lot of weight. She did lose a lot of weight. Not saying, again, just to clarify, because I don't want trolls coming after me. I'm not saying that means that she is prettier. I'm just saying she looked very good at BravoCon. Whether you gain weight, you lose weight, I'm saying maybe it was the glam. Maybe she's just a beautiful person. I don't know. Don't judge me.
You glow from internally, and everything else is just icing on the cake. That's what I always say. I mean, I never say that, but I'm going to say it today.
That's why I put out a dim, harsh black light. Just like it's dark. There's nothing that's.
Meanwhile, I've got an amber glow in the background. This contrasts our personality.
By the way, I wanted to. I have to send this while you're talking.
Yes.
And let's talk about this Teresa Giudice and Louis thing. But I wanted to send this video. I'm going to send it to my email right now and see if I can play it on here. We went to go see the new studio, guys. We have a lot of plans for the new studio. It's going to be two rooms. One's for the podcast. One's for YouTube. It's actually wild, the plans that we had. It was supposed to be done in October. I was teasing you guys for a 2023 reveal or a 2022 reveal. Shit's not happening. We keep talking to the construction manager. It's like the hurricane came, so we lost power for 4 hours, so we're fucking down for a month. And I'm like, that is not. What are you?
They're milking it.
About?
They're milking it.
They're milking it, yeah, because they have our money, and they're like, well.
Oh, so they don't care. They don't care now.
No, they said to us, you already paid us pretty much like in the contract, which I didn't know, but in the contract you sign like this thing that says like, well, fuck, if it doesn't come in on time, like that's not delays.
We're not responsible.
Yeah, so you either forfeit your deposit or
So you're basically at the mercy of these builders.
I'm at the mercy of these builders, yes, and it doesn't make me happy. I was speaking to my real estate girl this morning, and I asked her, and she's like, do you want to handle this, or do you want me to handle it? And I said, if I handle it, I'm going to be a mean bitch, and I don't want to handle it. So will you please handle it? Thanks.
That's the good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. But
I know how you would be, so it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to see if this video saves to my thing. That way I can bring it up for you guys. But in the meantime, since we're on Real Housewives of New Jersey, before we get to Potomac, I wanted to bring this up to you guys. There is another situation that's going on with Teresa, Louis, Joe Gorga, and Melissa Gorga. And it looks like Carlos King, who left the Real Housewives, he was a producer. John, are you up to speed on him?
That was the guy that just did the interview with Ramona, right?
Yes. So
I mean, to be honest, I didn't really know much about him until the other day, but like I've been following this stuff with Ramona for sure. What happened? What did he say with Teresa?
So he literally vindicated Teresa and said, you know what? To be honest with you, she never knew that the Gorgas were coming in. She wasn't like, she was blindsided by it, which is Teresa and Melissa's whole argument for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. And she said, I was blindsided by it. Danielle stopped, brought them in, which we kind of felt like this was all obvious. And of course, we know the first time that we got to see them all together was the christening when Joe Gorga flipped his shit. God. Teresa found out a week before that her brother and sister-in-law would be filming.
Wow. So they were in negotiations this whole time and just like living their lives and never said anything?
They never said anything, which I kind of find to be a little shitty.
Yeah, I mean, so was he a producer on Jersey as well? Or he just has he was. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you need to give a heads up, you know what I mean? Like that's the least you can do.
Which I thought was kind of weird because in my mind, I'm like, how does Carlos King, and I know he was a producer for Real Housewives. I'm thinking about the people who got moderating credits or press credits, and I'm not a bitter bitch, guys. Okay. But how did Carlos King, who literally left the network and then started his own Real Housewives spinoffs called Love and Marriage?
Yeah. Is that the one that Monique is on?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I know the show. I know of it. Yeah.
Called Love and Marriage. How do you do that? And then all of a sudden, like, What? And then you're moderating, and then who was it? It was Candy who came out, and she was like, listen, like, I just got to be real about this. What did she say? She's like, I don't like him. And I was like,
she said that about him?
Yeah, she said that he stole her story.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised.
I wouldn't want to piss off Candy. Candy is like top tier.
Yeah, I mean, Candy's not the one that you want to piss off, for sure.
No. She's a goddess. Love Candy.
I tried, by the way, guys, over 300 in the room. I tried to get this video up. I'll just have to play it later. Or you can just go to Jason's Instagram and play it. I want to move on, though, because I want to talk about, yeah, we'll do it. Real Housewives of Potomac. This is the new season.
Yep.
A lot happening. We have loss of hair, cheating allegations, rumors galore, divorces, potential cancer scares, but maybe it's just a social media outcry. I don't know. I'm not the judge and the jury. That's Phaedra Parks. But I do have questions. John, what do you think about the new season so far? And everybody in the live chat also, 1 to 10 so far with the first few episodes. What are your thoughts? You go first, John.
Were you getting OC vibes when this whole thing happened about like the cancer, not cancer? Because that's what it brought me back to. You know what I mean? Like it triggered me, as the kids say. You know what I mean? Like I was sucked back into that. I was like, oh my God, are we gonna have like, is this gonna be the whole season? You know what I mean? Like cancer is always a really slippery slope.
I think that's not something. First of all, Karma is the biggest bitch ever. She's mean. She's cunty. She's just like nasty. Karma is nasty. And I feel cancer is not something you play with. You know,
No, it's not.
I think most people, I don't want to say everyone, and if you haven't had somebody in your life or witnessed or whatever, someone going through cancer, I think that's such a blessing for anyone who hasn't experienced that. I definitely have in my family. I know that my fiance lost his father to cancer. It's not something to play around with. So I think that if you're going to mention that, especially on the platform that you're on, where it's a worldwide platform, it's international at this point. You are an international woman, Mia Thornton, whose brother-in-law took all of your money and ran with it. But you are still an international woman. My point is if you're going to mention something, you have to be very forthcoming with the details. You can't really leave blank spaces and just like, if you're cast members who are supposed to be, it's almost like a sisterhood, right? Being on the Housewives. And some of you guys, you're like, I'm going to bury you, bitch. And, oh, we're best friends. Or, oh, we're best friends this season, but I'm going to bury you next season. I get it. But if you're still like sisters and they don't get it, that's a big red flag. That puts a big question mark.
I agree. I mean, I think that you're basically kind of saying what Giselle and Robin, like what their concerns were too, right? Like this is a big thing to play with.
Yeah.
But I also like at the same time, like I think Giselle, and love Giselle. She's been my favorite since day one. I think that like her delivery going in, like that was unhinged. Like, is this what cancer, no cancer looks like? I was like, whoa. I was like, we're really like, we're going there. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of, you know, what is. Yeah, I mean, well, she owns it. I mean, but you know, that was a lot. I was like, whoa. I was like, that was a lot. I was not prepared for it to turn into like a fucking cyclone like that. Like within seconds, it just turned that switch on. But I'm glad that they had a rekindling moment yesterday. And, you know, Giselle owned it. She was like, I was way out of line. She was like, I think like myself, I'm just real and I want to know the truth. But the delivery was out of line, and she owned it. Yeah.
But on top of that, I mean, we have more. So that's something I want to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be a lot, but we'll see. Yeah. But there's also other things going on. So now Chris Bassett, all of a sudden, which, by the way, I saw Giselle at BravoCon. She's absolutely stunning, and she has a presence.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she has.
She is a fucking presence.
She is a presence. And I saw her and she was just like, I think I introduced myself to her. I'm not sure. But I did talk to Candace and Chris. Did I tell you?
Oh, how did it go?
Did I tell you about this?
No. I'm finding out with everyone else. between you guys. Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah. Okay. So fake fraudulent fuck. That's me. Yeah. So I'm sitting there with Emily at BravoCon. And by the way, guys, almost 400 in the room. Smash that like button. Say hello. Good morning. I'm with Emily and we're sitting there for Andy's Legends Ball. And I'm looking over the balcony and I see a bald head. And I was like,
oh God.
And
then you knew.
And then I knew. And then Emily was like, what are you looking at? And I said, I have something to do. And then she saw Chris and she knows the background of it. And she's like, no. And I said, you will not hold me back in this life, Emily.
Oh my God.
It is now or never. But you know me, John. Like, do you remember Barney?
I know you.
Do you remember when
You don't want to go to war with me.
You don't want to go to war with me, right? There was what was it? And I'm telling you guys, I'm not a bitch, but I'm also not I'm not going to be bulldozed over. And I don't want to compare this to Chris and Candace. They were absolutely lovely. I had the best conversation with them. I actually apologized.
Really good. That's good.
Yeah. I apologized for the miscommunication. I said, you know what? Something went wrong here. And I said, there was a miscommunication. I said, I don't know you guys. Candace, you look absolutely beautiful. Chris, you stand up for your wife. I really appreciate that as a partner, as someone who's been in a relationship for 10 years. Like Jason and I, we might argue sometimes, but if you come after one of us, we're going to eat you alive. Like we will regroup and you're done.
That's war. That's war.
That's war. But there was a moment, guys, just fun sort of tidbit for all of you. Adam, you are a bitch, and that's okay. Bitches get shit done. Thanks, Brian Scott Patterson. I appreciate you.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. But there was a moment. So we had this manager. I don't want to say the name, but we had a manager who was completely clueless. Did not know what this person, I don't want to say he, she, nothing. This person did not know what they were doing and literally called me in for an evaluation at Barney's, right? And we had to do these evaluations and told me, I just want to let you know that your looks and your personality will not get you through life. Well, bingo, bitch. Here we are. Like, hello, YouTube. Well, thank you. I hope you're
Proved them wrong. Proved them wrong.
Proved them wrong. But told me your looks and your personality are not going to get you through life. And then kind of was like, just a terrorizer, like knew nothing about what this person was doing, did not know what the job title was. We had John Victor and I were sitting there and there were these two models who were on Bethany Frankel's spinoff with Frederick Eklund. And I forgot what the spinoff was, but they were like two of the most gorgeous guys you will ever see in your life.
Oh, yeah. The blonde and the brunette.
The blonde and the brunette, like literally, like you don't know whose body's better. They both look like they were sculpted out of just like a GQ magazine.
Ken dolls, Adonis, yeah.
It's like it pisses you off. Like they were like, it just makes you upset. So he would come up and he'd be like, oh, or she, or they, or them. I don't know. This person would come up and be like, Adam, I need you to go over and give a complimentary pommes frites. And John Victor over here would be like, what the fuck? Have you seen them? They don't want pommes frites. Like maybe an avocado toast. That. Like a side of celery, Brussels sprouts. I don't know.
They're not going to eat that shit.
They're not going to eat that shit. So
it would ruin the 8-pack.
It would ruin the 8-pack. And we had these moments back and forth where we were like just going head to head. And then finally I saw where the owner, not the owner, who was she?
She was the CEO of the company at that point.
She was the CEO of the company. And he said to me, that day, it was something very insulting. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. And I wrote an entire letter on a napkin.
No, I think it was an actual envelope.
Oh, did I write it on an envelope?
No, I mean, I think you literally wrote it and then put it in an envelope and then like interrupted her lunch and then was like, I'm so sorry to bother you. And then you were like, here you go.
I did.
Very cinematic. Very cinematic.
I went out with a bang, you guys. And I was like, you're going to me? No. We're here to play.
You were just giving your honest critiques. I mean, like you weren't saying anything that wasn't well known amongst the staff, you know?
Yes, it was. And that was the thing is like, we had an HR meeting. We had multiple meetings. Do you remember Coins Malone's made the HR meeting like about, were you in the HR meeting?
I think I was probably privy to one or two, but there were so many of them.
So there was so much going on, and then finally, when it came to like stepping on my toes, do you remember the one girl that would come in like drunk and she had a pet rat? Don't say her name. It starts with an M.
Oh, she had a pet rat?
She had two.
That's so eclectic.
She would come in and host, and she was wasted. Like, if he's gonna be a per ass, I got it.
Right, but it's like we're showing up like in control of all of our faculties, like ready to do the thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
People that have, I don't know if anyone in the chat has ever worked in a restaurant, but like you've all had that restaurant manager who just like they try it with you. You know what I mean? They really try it with you, and they don't realize sometimes who they're trying it with.
And then this person, and I'm going to end off with this. This person, I ended up quitting the day that I gave the letter to the CEO. I moved from New York to LA. It was about a year later. I get a message from John Victor. So-and-so got fired today. So then just in the mood that I was in, just this, like, you were just the meanest bitch ever. I messaged that day and I was like, oh my God, I haven't talked to you in so long. I hope you're having a great day. I was like, why would I even do that? But I think I was like 23, 24. It was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is.
Young girls in New York, honey. Young girls in New York.
Yes. Real girlfriends of New York City.
Yes. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Okay. Let's get back into this. So now Candace Diller-Bassett and Chris Bassett are on this fertility journey. I'm excited for them because I'm curious to see, first of all, after meeting Candace in person, and Chris is a lot taller than what I thought. She's stunning.
She's a beautiful girl.
She's gorgeous. They're going to have really pretty babies.
I literally wrote down on my notepad that about her looks with the cloaked look with the hood last night. Like, she looked fat. I mean, she's always been serving looks, but last night I was like, wow, like, she's an underrated look queen. You know what I mean? Like, she's giving fashion. She's giving drama.
You know what I think I learned over this weekend at BravoCon is like, I come on with so many opinions. And by the way, guys, I invited John to BravoCon too. And I was like, let me get you in. But John was throwing his guts up.
Wasn't drunk. Was a bug.
It was a bug. Yeah. Yeah. Alcohol poisoning does not last like 4 days. But
that we know of.
But my whole point was, like, you know, I realized after this past weekend with meeting Teresa Giudice, who I've been kind of hard on, meeting Teddy Mellencamp, I'm still like hard on, meeting Candace Diller-Bassett, like, I feel like meeting some of these women, I just realized, like, you know what? This is so naive of me. I've been around Beverly Hills Housewives, like the filming of it. I've been around Vanderpump Rules, and I see that editing plays a huge role. And somehow when I start talking about these things, I'm going based off of the articles, and I'm not really realizing that there's a whole separate truth to it. And I'm being quick to like jump. And I don't want to be that way. And I actually, like, I apologized for it because I'm like, I'm judging people when really, if I put my life out there for you guys, you would think that I was an absolute disaster. I would just be a shit show. Pathetic, scum of the earth, trash. Done.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, it's also like we only get to see, this is a fraction of their life. You know what I mean? Like, this is not the whole of who they are. This is selected moments. Yeah. Always important to remember that, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, these are the moments that get people tuning in.
To tune in, yeah.
What did you think when Robin Dixon said that Charisse was the true Grand Dame of Potomac?
I have to say, I am really glad that Charisse is back on because I have loved her since season 1 with the champagne, with her housekeeper, their dynamic. Like, I think Charisse is such a character. I don't know about Grand Dame of Potomac because I don't know. I mean, I'm not privy to the social scene there. But I mean, is that why they're feuding? Is that why there's like beef between them?
No, Charisse alluded to the fact that Karen was dirty little rat on the side who was hooking up with her driver. I believe it was her driver.
But wasn't that many, many years ago?
Yeah, but that was Charisse.
Oh shit.
It could be many years ago, but when you insinuate about someone's relationship, a lot of times there's no turning back.
Yes, that's very true. On that note, yeah, I mean, I don't, but why does Robin think that she's the Grand Dame? What is she using to back that up?
I think what Robin's using is the fact that, well, the only reason that she's still safe to this day is because of Giselle Bryant and because people, it's almost like Portia and Phaedra frickin' frack when they call themselves frickin' frack.
Right.
Like, I still, every year when Robin gets renewed, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Why she does?
Yeah, because I think in my mind, I'm like, I feel like Robin should be eliminated because it's not fair because Giselle always has Robin to lean on. So she will attack the rest of the
Right.
group and then leave. She'll drop bombs and then she'll walk out with Robin. And it's so easy for her to do. But really, if
Yeah.
we eliminated Robin, you can't just have conflict with everyone. You have to have resolution and you have to start kind of forging. It's why I think the same thing about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, I don't think that we should have our Fox Force 5. I think we need to break up the monotony because it's weird. We have two teams and I don't like teams. And then if you go over to like Miami,
yeah,
it's good. You go over to New York, it's fun. Everybody is just like, goop. We're going to get together.
Right.
We're sister ships. Salt Lake City has kind of become teams as well.
Oh, for sure. Wait, would you trade Robin for Charisse full time to bring her back?
Yes, for a season just to see how it worked. Yes, I absolutely would. Only because Charisse is not going to kiss Giselle's ass.
No.
And Giselle would have to stand alone. And I fully believe Giselle can stand alone.
Of course she can. She's strong.
She's strong. We just haven't seen it because she hasn't needed to. There hasn't been that
right.
moment.
She has backup always.
Yeah, she has backup always.
Yeah.
Jamila said Robin is needed. I don't see, that's not the thing is for me is I feel like this. Thank you, Brian. Robin, bless her heart, she tries. I feel like Giselle. The shade. I feel like they tell Robin, like, hey, girl, we're going to give the cast, like, let's say we're going to give the cast $500,000. The ones who have been from here since the beginning. And then for you, we're probably going to give you about $150,000, $200,000, but you're lucky because you still have a job. Like, I feel like that's what it is.
No.
I mean, this is conspiracy. I don't know.
But also, like, for the people that are defending her, I guess I kind of get it because, like, not every single housewife can be a Karen Huger, can be a Candace, like these huge personalities, right? Like, I think you definitely do need someone who's a little more calm, a middle of the road. Otherwise, it would just be the Diva Fest. You know what I mean? Like, So I think that there is something for her supporters. Like, I get it. I see both sides, you know?
No, I get that. And I think
you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's fair. I think that
you just think there are more entertaining women out there.
Yeah, and women that actually live in Potomac.
Where does she live?
None of them live in Potomac except Karen Huger.
So they live like outside of like DC and Maryland area?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. You're so right.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with Beverly Hills. Like, if you think about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the only person who lives in Beverly Hills is Sutton.
Kaya lives in
Encino.
Encino, right.
Dorit lives in Encino, which is the Valley. Garcelle, I believe she lives in Studio City, which is the Valley. Lisa Rinna lives in Hollywood Hills. That's not Beverly Hills.
Vanderpump lives in Beverly Hills, right?
She's not on the show.
That's true. But she did live there, right? At the time?
Yeah, her next door neighbor, I believe, is Charlie Sheen.
Oh, God.
That's a party.
That's an experience. That's a party.
That's an experience. Yes, that is money. Money.
Oh, my God.
Do you know what Sutton's monthly alimony is? Have you ever seen this?
No. How much?
You'll die.
How much?
Alimony and businesses and everything in between from her relationship. She gets this for the rest of her life unless she gets married again, which if I were in her position, I would never fucking get married again.
No. Why would you need to?
Take a guess. Per month.
Oh, God. I'm not good with this stuff because, like, I mean, are we talking six figures?
We're talking six figures. It's not seven.
I don't know, 300 or 400K a month?
$400,000 a month. She gets
a month?
Her ex-husband writes her a check for $400K a month. That's alimony. That's everything. And so she really doesn't have to do anything. She's just
Is that public record?
Yeah. This is something that she's talked about.
What does he do that allows him to have such a fortune?
Well, the reason that she was a part of this fortune was because they were high school sweethearts. So really, she was there from day one. But he ended up buying baseball teams without her knowing. He bought he bought tons of different
Oh,
businesses, and homes, mansions. Yeah. Paige Buffington, I believe. If I'm saying this wrong, it's John's fault. I'm sorry.
No, you said it right.
Thank you.
I'm
Almost
assuming.
500 in the
Sorry,
room,
Paige,
guys.
if that's wrong.
Do you think Rinna will be back next season? That's a great question.
I think she will.
Do you?
Yeah, I think why not? The ratings are good.
But Kelly Dodd made a good point too when I interviewed her. When I, God, I feel like that was a year ago, and it was just a month ago that I flew to OC.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just fact check this. Yasmin, yes, I understand. 300,000, not 400,000. That is true. But then when she said the bonuses and the businesses and everything added on top of that, it accumulated to 400,000. But thank you, Yasmin, for knowing your facts.
Damn, he's good.
Do you think Rinna will be back next season? My only question is because Kelly Dodd did that interview with me, and I asked her about her time on Housewives, and Andy Cohen told her that she is such a great housewife. She's just a mess on social media, and that he can't control her. And then you have Rinna, and she's like, "Put me on pause." What? And you're like, you cannot be controlled even after the fucking reunion. You apologized at Watch What Happens Live when he called you a double disaster. Then your ass goes on social media and you do it again and you rake everybody through the mud again. Then you go to the reunion and then he says, "You're a disaster." And you're like, "Put me on pause." And then we get past the reunion. We go to BravoCon. You off everybody at BravoCon because you got booed because you're trying to do a takedown between a sistership. We get it. But hold on, doesn't stop there. My point is, then you go on and you talk about someone's daughter when kids are supposed to be off limits, even though she's 40 years old, and you continue to be a mess on social media. Why is that okay? Is it because Kelly Dodd talked about the pandemic?
I mean, I think there were, I think Kelly probably talked about a lot of things that maybe should never have seen the light of day. I don't know if Rinna has gotten into those. Yeah. I don't know if Rinna has gotten into those waters. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe she will. Maybe there'll be things that are unearthed. Who knows? I mean, these are all things in the future. But, and also I feel like on a superficial level, I think Andy actually really likes Rinna.
I do
like
too.
On a personal level. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, ultimately he's in charge.
He and or she and Garcelle were both at his unveiling of his Hollywood star. So,
oh wow, okay, so
that tells you.
That's telling.
Billy said, "Billy, you look a lot like Sutton. Do you think Garcelle will be back?"
It's a spitting image, Billy.
It's a spitting image, Billy. Do you think Garcelle will be back? Yes, 100%.
Yes, she is the new queen.
Rinna is probably coming back. Unfortunately, maybe. If Rinna leaves, who is the new villain? Okay,
that's what I'm saying,
for
honey.
You guys. This is okay. I've been thinking about this. Bravo blog bitch. I agree. Shut up, Mayday. My thing, my cat, my little naked C.
Oh, I thought you were talking to your personalities.
No, I put those bitches in the fridge. I'm keeping them on ice before.
While they're on the podcast, they go in the fridge.
Yeah. I keep them in there, and then once I get off of here, I bring them out, and then I'm like, which one am I gonna be?
You defrost your eggs, yeah.
I defrost my eggs, exactly. What I was going to say is Heather Dubrow, and this is a total rumor, but she teased this at BravoCon. She's like, never say never. Who knows what's to come? What's going on? But she literally just sold her mansion in Newport Beach for $55 million.
Yeah, that's $55 million.
That was the highest sale of the year. They made $35 million, $30 or $35 million off this sale.
Off of just selling a home.
Yeah.
That's insane. God, I'm jealous. I want to do that.
I mean, but she no longer has a home in Orange County.
But where is she planning to move to?
She bought a 6,000 square foot penthouse for $11 million in Los Angeles.
Alone?
No. Terry Dubrow, her husband.
So why are they down? Isn't that downsizing significantly though?
Yeah. Her place was like 22,000 square feet. So it's 6, 12, 18, 20. It's about 1/4 of the size of her mansion.
I mean,
but 6,000 square feet is nothing to scoff at.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's a lot of space. But my thing is like, she was like, you know, you never know what's going to happen. You guys know I love diamonds. And it's like, okay, wait, girl. So are you going to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Because before we thought crossovers were not possible. Then we get Taylor
Right.
Armstrong. She's crossing over. Is that what we're about to... Are we going to potentially...
Is that the next phase? Is that the next phase?
But then is it going to be a fluke? Because we had... Heather Dubrow was supposed to save season 16, the Sweet 16 season of the Real Housewives of Orange County. She didn't save shit.
Are you sad that Noella's not on the show anymore?
No, I don't care. I thought she was a flop. She was a fan, a floozy. All 3 Fs.
Yeah, Fox Force 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, well, is Taylor going to be a friend of, or is she officially like going to be on the show as like a full-time housewife? Have they announced it yet?
She is a friend of.
Okay, that's confirmed.
Yes. By the way, guys, John, don't say the name. I got a scathing phone call yesterday from one of the Real Housewives of Orange County saying, "You need to make this right." I was like, I have so much happening in my personal life, and not like Jason and I relationship wise, but I mean, just there's a lot happening. We're building the studio. We have just everyone has things happening in their life. So, or lives. So when I get this phone call and I'm like, who is this number? And I always answer, and Jason's like, if you don't know the number, don't answer it. I answer and it's like, ah! And it's like, this is, oh no, how do I fix this? So that was a little,
oh my God.
I'm over the OC women right now. Donna Pound said, random, why is Bravo letting Phaedra back after what she did to Candy? Not just a liar, but a reputation killer. How is that possible? Trash. Andy Cohen loves Phaedra.
Yeah, I think, you know, what you see a lot of is if at the end of the day, he's the boss, and if he likes you, you're going to be on.
Yeah.
But that's true of life in general, in all forms, in any role or any company that you work for. If the boss likes you, regardless of what you did, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like, that's the reality. That's life, you know? That's life.
TT Doll. Oh. Wait, who is that? Oh my God, from Miami. Who? Why am I blanking? Anyways, you and Jason need to get married. Thank you, TT Doll. I appreciate you and the support. That's obviously Tamra. I didn't say any names. Looks like Andy likes the trashy housewives.
Oh my, wow. What a hot take.
I met Andy, guys.
How did it go?
I'm leaving it at I met Andy.
Okay.
I met Andy. Oh, Kiki from Miami. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, TT Doll. I met Andy. Actually, listen, guy's busy, very nice, very sweet, has a lot going on. Have a lot of respect for him. He's the best. That's where we're at.
So wait,
Brian,
we were talking about housewives crossing franchises.
Yes.
I think it could be interesting, but it could also get it could get gimmicky.
Well, do you know, I was talking to a PR guy who has repped literally almost 150 housewives. Was he at our dinner? No, he wasn't.
No.
He's repped a lot of housewives. He's younger than me. He's like 23, 24. And I just like the fact that he built this business. It's very inspiring. He lives next to me down here in Florida. And
I think I know who you're talking about. But
what
continue,
is the name?
Or maybe I don't. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll give it away.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, sorry guys. But I was talking to him about this, and he said that there was one point where Andy Cohen mentioned, and I don't know if it was Watch What Happens Live or what, but he said, at the point that we start crossing over housewives, we're in a downward spiral. So, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think because then it's like, it might become a free for all. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to see housewives moving.
Like, if I'm Ramona Singer, am I just going to pick up and move to Beverly Hills and be like, I'm here? Like, can Lisa Rinna...
Could you imagine her on Beverly Hills?
She would be... Like, at this point, Screw it. We have a 5 to 10 year shelf life left on Bravo, right? Honestly, let's be real. Unless we revamp Real Girlfriends in Paris, it's not doing it. So for anybody who's watching from Bravo, and I know that we have a lot of people watching from Bravo, thank you, and not so thank you for certain things. But what I do want to say is I do a lot of R&D for you guys. Go check my community tab. We have votes. And the votes say that Real Girlfriends in Paris is a bust. So instead of paying some of our Bravo celebrities $2 million that you're giving them, let's invest in shows or OGs that can revamp our shows the way that they should be. Because we're invested in some of these personalities, and then we bring on a Noella Bergner, who we're giving $40,000. She's a total fan of the show. She saw all 15 seasons. She comes on. She's trying to orchestrate, pre-produce storylines, contrive shit, and we're bored. Do you understand?
If you have, okay, but if you say in your wildest dreams you had one crossover that you could get, one housewife into one city, what would you do?
I want 3.
Let's say an ex-wife who's no longer on the show. She moves. She can go to any city you want her to go to. What would you pick?
I think I would have 3.
Okay, spill, go.
I would have Ramona go to Beverly Hills.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I would have Portia go to Potomac.
Oh, she would fit in great. She'd be great on the show.
She's great with Giselle. She's good.
Natural fit.
Yeah. And I would probably, I'm going to use this one for Nene Leakes. And I know we'll never get her back. I don't know if I would bring her to New York or to Miami because she loves both.
I think that she would fit in either in each. But she's that kind of like eternal housewife OG that she will fit in anywhere you put her. She'll always make good TV.
I think that she might be a little too intimidating though, because like so one thing that I was surprised to hear was at BravoCon, they did the Real Housewives of Orange County panel.
Yeah.
And they kept asking Tamra Judge, like, so how did all of the housewives react to your return? And what did people think? And she's like, they were all scared of me. And I'm looking at all of them like, say something. Say I wasn't scared of you. Say something.
Right.
Nothing. They all just like backed down. They were like, they didn't say anything. So I'm wondering either that's because she was brought back after being fired and they're putting a lot of eggs in that basket, or it's because she has that personality of like, I'm pissed. I was let go. You guys did press. You talk shit about me.
Right.
I'm a vault and I have a lot on you. So you guys want to play? Let's play.
I'll play.
Let's play. And I think for Nene, she walks in because I've met Nene. She's a total presence.
Oh yeah.
And she's intimidating in the sense that like, if you say the wrong thing, I remember I walked up and I was like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. It was a Mariah Carey after party.
I was going to say that's the night you met Mariah. Oh,
yes. It was the night that I met Mariah. And I said, hi, it's so nice to meet you. And she's like, hi, honey, blah, 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 whatever. And she's very nice. And she was with Marlo Hampton. I was sitting right next to her. I was sitting in between them and Mariah. And Jason walks in. But
that's quite a sandwich, honey. That is quite a sandwich.
It is quite a sandwich. And I said to Nene, I was like, my God, by the way, love you on Housewives. I work for Lisa Vanderpump. She's a housewife. Yeah. She goes, I hate Lisa Vanderpump. And then said she stole my restaurant. And I was like,
what?
This just got so uncomfortable. But then the truth came out and it was something to the effect of like, where Pump is located in West Hollywood, it used to be a coffee shop. Allegedly, Nene reached out to Lisa Vanderpump because she had restaurants in that area. And she said, do you think this is a good investment? She said that Lisa told her no. And then she was like, I'm going to pass. And then Lisa bought it. That's what she said.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
if that's true, then I'm sure.
Yeah.
What about Garcelle Beauvais on Real Housewives of Atlanta? I don't think that Garcelle needs to go anywhere.
No, she's the new, people are obsessed with Garcelle. She's like the queen of Beverly Hills now.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
And they do everything to get a reaction out of her. Even with the book and Andy Cohen kind of dismissing, like they're laughing. He's like the recycling, which I thought was kind of cringy.
Yeah, she seemed hurt by that. She seemed hurt.
Yeah, because she's literally talking about how this icon tried to drug her and then potentially take advantage of her in her book. This is like me.
Yeah.
First of all, when you do a memoir, It's the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
You are pouring your heart into it. You're literally giving details that you're not usually necessarily comfortable talking about.
Right.
And then it takes so much to put it in that. And then that gets released. And then you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? How are people going? Like, how are they going to react? It's almost like when you film a reality show. You film it for 3, months, and then all of a sudden the episodes start playing and you have to relive all of the drama. Right?
Yeah.
So she's looking at you guys and she's like, you guys are assholes because I literally poured my life into this memoir and you're sitting here talking about a phone in the trash can and laughing it off. Like, honestly, if we want to talk about anything that's trash, let's talk about well, I'm not going to go there. That's up to you guys. But my point is definitely not the memoir, something that she put all of her hard time. Like, she has children.
Yeah, I know. And then Rinna took the photo, but Erica posted it.
Right. And they were like applauding Erica, like, oh, wow, you really kept that under wraps. I'm like, who gives a shit? She was the one who posted it. Rinna didn't even post it. She took the photo.
But why that need to do like the bait and switch? Why the whole thing was confusing to me. I don't know. I didn't get it.
Right. But then we're so upset with Garcelle and Sutton because they both together announced in Aspen, like, oh, we unfollowed you for 4 minutes on Instagram and it was a thing and we orchestrated it together.
Like,
that's one thing.
I know.
But when you're throwing away when you're literally just taking somebody's life that's in a book, like I just wrote about my life, which I'm going to have a book. It's going to be called From Down and Out to Up and Atom.
Mm-hmm.
The same. And then you're taking my From Down and Out to Up and Atom and you're like, these are all of your special memories, the things that hurt you the most, the pain, the profit, the everything.
Yeah.
You just take it and throw it in the trash and you're like, ew. I think that's a little bit worse. Like, I think these women are a little out of touch. Women that think that the word evil is worse than the word see you next Tuesday. Like, where are you?
Well, don't you also, I felt like a recurring theme, not talking about Garcelle's, book and all of that, because that was bizarre and not right. But in general, like a lot of times I feel like Beverly Hills milks a storyline out of something really, really small that on another season would have been laughed off in the first half of an episode and like never spoken about again. Like some of the stuff that they get themselves in a tizzy about on Beverly Hills, on New York, they would go out and get sloshed and scream at each other and the next morning be fine. Like they really they nitpick the littlest things on Beverly Hills and they blow it up.
Yeah, I agree.
All about their feelings and, all of that. It's a different dynamic for sure.
It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, they're up and Atom in Racing Reports.
What does that mean?
Real Red, I don't know what that means, but I love you. Okay. John, I told you we would keep you on for about 45 minutes. We're about 55 minutes in. This has been a lot of fun. Lots to talk about. I told you, Jason. So just to keep everybody up to speed, guys, we have our members only live tonight. Let's Whine About It at 7 p.m. That's members only. Don't forget. So we are doing that. We do it twice a month. And this week has been a little bit backwards with all of the traveling and everything going on. And then Jason and I are recording the podcast today to drop tomorrow. So a new episode of Hot Messy Podcast will be dropped tomorrow, which you can go to the description of this video to click on. Beverly Hills comes to an end this week. I have a very fun special guest doing that with me, which you guys will find out later towards the end of the week. And then Jason's going to be heavily focusing on the podcast. So if we have John Victor who wants to come on and join us once a week on Mondays or whatever the case is, we know that John is about to start a YouTube channel. John loves all things Bravo, Housewives, everything in between. And I think that people will say this, and it kind of throws me off a little bit, but you always hear like that cliche, like there's room for everyone, but there really is room for everyone. We all have totally different opinions and you're not necessarily going to agree with what I say and vice versa. I mean, you and I have like hashed it out a couple times.
Yeah.
About some difference of opinions. And you're like, honey. And I'm like, don't pull that shit on me. I'm telling you.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. You don't want to go.
But that's real. That's life,
It's life.
That's life.
When are you starting your channel?
So I'm in the process of working on that now, getting my ducks in a row, equipment in order. I'll have more details soon. So stay tuned. I'm really excited.
Okay. We're here for it. Then that means just like maybe hopefully you just have it ready by next Monday and join me for Hot Messy Topics, and then we can pin the link in the live chat. That way you can start introducing yourself to the Addams family. Thank you for coming on.
I'm so excited. Thank you, Elaine.
Adam.
Guys, I had so much fun today, honey. Thank you for having me on.
My God. And you have no idea. Like, well, we'll talk after. But I'm about to go, guys. I'm about to go get a cheese board because I have a podcast to record and I have no food. So I'm going to go grab some food. And John, I will call you on the phone. But guys, if you haven't, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And again, don't forget to go to the live, well, the link pinned in the live chat to click on Let's Whine About It. That way you can join us tonight because we have a lot to talk about, a lot of shit talking to do, especially when it comes to BravoCon. John, in the meantime, is there like an Instagram or something that people can follow you?
Yes, I am the JJ Victor on Instagram if you want to check me out and hear more details about what's to come.
Is it THEJJ Victor?
Yep, THEJJVICTOR.
And Trish Hobbs Phillips, I miss you, by the way. Thank you. I'm missing you, Adam, and the Addams family. Well, I'm going to see you a double dose today. And then, of course, we have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills mixed with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on Thursday. Jason will be at the boat show in Fort Lauderdale. It's just me. Well, with a special guest. So bye, guys. Love you.